Now, ladies and gentlemen, the downfall of CSGO Souvenirs, that being packages along with the skins inside of them. Now, it's really no hidden fact or feature that these have been going downhill and in a downwards trend and spiral for the past few years. One in popularity, but two also in price. There's many different factors that play into this, but that's what we'll be discussing in today's video. Souvenirs are hot garbage now. Some will say souvenirs overall died when cobblestone got removed. Some will say when they excluded signatures they died. In my personal favorite, I think they died when they had a limitless supply the past couple of years. But that's what we'll be looking into in today's video. Now, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you hit that like button and of course subscribe for weekly CSGO content. And here's a quick word from our video sponsor, Skins Monkey.
Now, today's video sponsor is of course Skins Monkey. Skins Monkey is currently the easiest and also fastest way you can buy, but most importantly, trade your CSGO skins. All you have to do is make sure you have your trade link, and on your first trade, if you have a leftover balance, it goes towards your current balance that can be used the next time you end up trading skins. It has 3 ways you can inspect, but most importantly has a very in-depth inspect feature that you can see corners on a caramel, for an example, that you can't really see otherwise unless you have the item in-game. If you end up topping up your balance, make sure to use promo code MANDO to get up to a 35% deposit bonus and a free $5 on the first trade.
The days when you had the Dragon Lore on the cream of the crop and very on top, people enjoyed them. People enjoyed souvenirs. They saw them as this god tier level of skin that most people and the average Joe would never be able to afford, let alone even really look at, because they were so rare. Nowadays, you almost have 1,000 of the exact same skin, and there's going to be more throughout the days going forward, of course. The first thing I want to take a look at is the overall supply and the way things have changed in obtaining souvenir packages, because I believe this is a huge factor in why these have really changed in rarity the past couple of years. One being, obviously, we missed a year in 2020 because of the pandemic. There was no major, and of course, no souvenir packages with that. So the last year we actually received, in my personal opinion, real souvenir packages was 2019. You skip a year and a half ahead, you're in the PGL Stockholm Major, and now we have the new generation of souvenir packages. At the time, people were jumping up and down saying hooray because they were excited they were back. And that's until they were on the store and you could buy as many as you wanted. You see, souvenir packages weren't easy to obtain back in the day. You had to watch a game, type in Twitch chat, exclamation drop to get a chance at getting one. And that was if you got one. Back in the day, people like myself and all my friends, when a tournament was going on, we'd have like a LAN. Everyone would bring like 2 or 3 computers. If that was like 3 laptops around their house, they would set up 4 or 5 different Steam accounts, watching on Twitch, as well as in-game trying to get a drop, especially on the cobblestone games. Because of course, if you got a cobblestone package, it was like $50 or $60 back then. Nowadays, they're a little over $1,000. That's a pretty good return on your investment, but we didn't really see the future of them. And the difference between then and now is, well, when a major's on, you can buy as many as you want. You can pretty much keep doing it. And Valve, I don't really see them changing this in the future because it makes them too much money. How we just talked about supply is one of the main reasons I think they lost rarity is because there's too many of them. Now, the reason they lost popularity is a whole different one, and that's pretty much because I think they got rid of signatures. It was a pretty stupid decision for God knows what reason. I personally think it was just out of laziness. Obviously, in the Stockholm Major, there wasn't any signatures up until the very end in the Champions capsule, which was a completely different tune-up than what we had years prior. And of course, in Antwerp, you have 3 regular sticker capsules, and then you have 3 more, but just autographs. And then on top of that, the past 2 or 3 recent majors, we've had actual Champions autograph capsules. That was pretty interesting. When you look at a souvenir now, you can buy all of these stickers on the market for actually a pretty reasonable price. You're not really paying much more than $10 USD on the Steam market, especially with something like a buy order. Now, sure, the signatures are a little harder to get, but you could still buy them. That's my point. With signatures before, you couldn't buy any of these stickers. Cato 14, you could get Cato 14 foils, which were exclusive to those weapons specifically, which make those extremely rare nowadays and very in demand. The only thing that's really holding souvenirs down, which in my opinion it's not at all, is the actual map sticker itself. Sure, it's exclusive right now, but who's to say in 2 or 3 years, Valve won't release a capsule where you can get a gold, foil, glitter, and holo version of the actual map stickers. Then you can fully remake an actual souvenir from the past 2 years as much as you want, if that's what you wanted to do. So that's the main reason I think they lost popularity. And the supply was, of course, the rarity problem. The beginning of the end for these things was when Cobblestone got removed after the Boston Major in 2018. It was no hidden secret that the Dragon Lore was the cream of the crop of CS. It was the most talked about weapon. If you asked people that didn't even play CS, they knew what the Dragon Lore was. The M4S Knight was also a part of that collection, but was also used in trade-ups to get towards the Dragon Lore if that's what you wanted to do. And that's what made those so special, so rare, so memorable, and so good looking. The past 5 years of souvenir packages inside of CS have pretty much sucked. You really can't get anything great. They're not really too expensive. So if we look at that, supply is not really what's killed these things. It's really not having a map that is really memorable, but also having good souvenirs in those packages. I'm going to take a look at the Face It Major in 2018, right after the Boston Major, and as you see, there's no cobblestone package. If you click on something random like the Inferno package, it's $6 being the most expensive one, and the most expensive skin is an SG, which really isn't that much demand, at least right now anyway, compared to what it was when it was called the Krieg and everyone was using it, including their mom and their dog. So after analyzing the supply, the popularity, and rarity, it seems to be that supply obviously hurts the market, especially with having so many. But I think a huge problem is not having a map in the game where the skins a part of that map collection are very expensive, very good looking, and extremely rare. So I'm pretty much saying Valve needs to either re-add cobblestone in one way or another and have a different version of those guns on a different weapon. Maybe have an AK Dragon Lore, that's just an example. That would draw people back. Or if they add a new map to the actual map pool later on next year, have that map have some very good skins alongside with it, so it will make people want to open those souvenir packages. And the actual odds of souvenir packages are absolutely horrible, but the problem is, of course, the supply. You can buy as many as you want from Mirage, for an example, for around $3 and a little under that on third-party sites, especially with buy orders. According to Heroic Me 4 years ago in the CSGO Market Forum, he explained the actual drops and the rarity inside the packages for you getting these skins, essentially, which are not very good. White is 80%, so you getting a 2-cent skin, maybe $5 or $40 in a cobblestone case, it's not too bad. Light blue is 16, dark blue is 3.2, purple is 0.64, a pink is 0.128, and a red is 0.00256%. So I believe you have a better chance of getting a knife than unboxing a Dragon Lore by a long shot. So that's pretty interesting right there. But that doesn't really bug people because you can just keep unboxing these for years to come. Even when Cobblestone was in its prime, people were getting drops, but they weren't a lot in supply. The Souvenir Dragon Lore was around $10,000, at least in the factory new condition. We take a look at the Souvenir Desert Hydra in factory new, it's about $2,700 on a third-party site like Buff, and that's with the best float and the best stickers. Same thing goes with the Gold Arabesque. Little better than the Souvenir Op Desert Hydra, but not that great, at around $3,800 for the most expensive. So you kind of get the point. Now for the closing point of today's video, we're going to talk about how Valve can change souvenirs and make them more special for the future and make them great again. Number one, they need to add bag signatures in one way or another and make them feel special. If that's by adding them with a lenticular effect, like what's very rumored to be in the Rio Major, maybe only add those 4 souvenirs and make it maybe a little more rare to get that if you're going to have the supply be so high. What I mean by that is since you can buy these on the store, maybe make the rarity of these items be a little harder to get than what they are right now. That would kind of equal things out, but it's obviously not pro-consumer and consumer friendly, even though they already aren't, if that makes any sense. And the last part is a very controversial one, especially on Valve's part. I want them to do this, but they're not going to, and that is, of course, they need to be removed from the store, or at least not as easy to obtain. Maybe they can have a battle pass structure where you have to grind it out, you buy it, and you can get a few here and there. That's obviously not pro-consumer, and really ever since the microtransactions amongst different countries the past few years have been really blowing up, Valve has made it more consumer-friendly to unbox things, which has also really ruined the economy inside of CS in a few different ways, but also made it better. So as much as I want to see the days where you actually had to go into a Twitch chat or actual games itself and type in drop, that's most likely never going to happen again. Because they're making money right now and so much along with it, they're probably not going to change that. But let me know what you guys think. Where do you think souvenir packages died? I personally think it's because when Valve made them pretty much you could buy as many as you want, there's a limitless supply. That's where I think they died. Do you think it died when Cobblestone got removed? Let me know down below. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are on today's video as well. If you want to see more on this, let me know. Catch you guys in the next one. Stay positive, stay sexy. I'm out, guys. Peace.